Nasty. Custard's last stand. Warning. This is a horror story. I like big hamburgers. There are all different kinds of burgers you can get, aren't there? You know, there's McDonald's, Burger King, Sizzles. We got one round our way. I forgot what it's called. Biggie Burgers or something. Anyway, I was sitting there the other day at the window just by the bus stop, and there, outside, standing in the queue, was the Bakerloo Flea woman. I banged on the window, and everyone seemed to look except her. I pointed at her to make the man next to her tell her that someone wanted her. She turned, saw me, and waved, and I waved and went back to my Biggie Burger and was busy munching away when suddenly there she was. Well, I might just as well wait for that bus in here, she says. How are you keeping, old son? I'm fine, I said. Fine. How about yourself? Oh, nothing to complain of, she said. I got the dodgy knee, mind, but there you go. You can't win 'em all, can you? What's that you're eating, she said. Oh, I don't know. It's a Biggie Burger or something. I said, you eat them, do you, she said. Sure I do. I love 'em. Huh. You wouldn't if you knew what was in 'em, she says. What are you talking about? It says here, look, on the menu, 100% beef. Beef, right? Oh, well, that's what it says. Got to believe them, haven't you, she said. And then she laughed. Yeah. Now, hold it, I said. What are you telling me? No. Nothing, love. For all I know, your Biggie Beef Burger is 100% beef. Thank you, I said. On the other hand, for all I know, something else, she said. Like what? Oh, no, nothing. What are you saying then, I said. Well, I used to work in one of these here places, you know, she says. When was this, I said. Oh, years ago now, she said. Before McDonald's, before Wimpy's even. This is years ago. There was a fella in the West End who opened up a place called the Yum Yum Burger Bar. He had it all decked out like a kind of Wild West saloon with wanted posters all over the walls, pictures of old-time cowboys like Wyatt Earp and Buffalo Bill and film stars like John Wayne stuck up all over the shop. I didn't mind that so much, but we all had to get up in Wild West outfits and all. People on the till, the cooks, the washers up, even the cleaners, would you believe? I think some of the fellas actually liked it, swaggering about with toy pistols by their side, thinking they were off for a shootout every time they emptied the rubbish bins. Well, what were you wearing then, I said. Oh, me? Well, I told them I wasn't wearing one of them silly gingham frock things, so they said I could be a stable girl. I just wore a khaki shirt and trousers. Oh, yeah. Blessed boots. I felt like I was in the women's army most of the time. All right. What was the food like, I said. The food, now you're talking. Well, you could have the Yum Yum Burger, the Yum Yum Rodeo, the Yum Yum Rancher, or the Yum Yum Roundup. Can you imagine grown-up people coming in off the streets of London, going up to some young lad from Dagenham or somewhere who just so happens to be dolled up in a white Stetson and saying, I'll have a Yum Yum Roundup, please. Ridiculous. And he had names for all the sauces and stuff. There was the Texas Tangy, Monument Valley Mix, and Colorado Crispy. In actual fact, they were all made in Manchester by the manager's brother-in-law. Well, what kind of man was this manager then? I said. Oh, the manager, him. His main trouble was his shirts were all too small. He had this pot belly in front of him and he was forever bursting out of it all over the shop. He came from Romford, but we used to call him General Custard. Well, no, actually, General Custard. I know, the man was a villain. The place was a giant success, mind. He had John Wayne flown over specially to open it. It was Britain's first burger bar. For the first few months, the place was packed. It was open all hours. So some of us was working 12, even 16 hours a day. By the end of the day, your feet felt like a steamroller had run over them, and oh, lordy, you're back. Of course, he'd get young fellas wanting to work there who thought it was kind of glamorous to be selling Yum Yum Rodeos next to Leicester Square Station. He paid us under the rate because we had free meals. Yum Yum meals, morning, noon and night. Mind you, You didn't get any more money if you didn't have a yum-yum meal. Now, this going on 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, yum-yum burgers, breakfast, dinner, tea, supper. Something was bound to crack, wasn't it? I mean, Saturday nights you'd get invaded with people shouting and pushing. The heat in there was like Kew Gardens. I remember one time this drunk American coming in and he thought all the lads in their Stetsons and gun belts were taking the mickey out of him. "Say, kid," he was yelling, "you take that 10-gallon hat off or I'll push you through that wall." One of the fellas, Titch, and he was small, was there going, "What? Yeah, you what?" And the American, he stands up and he's about 2 feet taller than Titch, and he grabs Titch's Stetson, right, and tries to lift it off his head, but it's tied under Titch's chin, and he tugs it and he nearly yanks Titch's head off. This sends Titch spare. Next minute his fists are flaking against the American's belly. Now, I don't know whether it was out of shock or whether it says where Titch caught him, but then this American is all over Titch, fair and square. Oh my goodness, it was awful. Worse than a fight. There's people jumping up, rushing out, people screaming. This huge American guy standing there in his check shirt looking at the mess. And Titch, poor fella, I think he could have taken a slap round the chops, a punch in the eye, anything except that, all over him. And he just cried out of rage. Anyway, we pushed the American fella out the shop, but of course there was nowhere out the back for Titch to wash down or nothing. He went and hid in the toilet for the next 2 hours. He went home in an old overall with his hairy legs sticking out the bottom. I suppose the only good thing to come of it was knowing that Custard would have to buy Titch a new cowboy outfit. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe to this channel, where you can click on subscribe. If you want to like something, just click on like. And you can leave a comment as well, that's always nice. And don't forget my website, Michael Rosen, all one word, michaelrosen.co.uk.